Hello, it's the Dibbsy, and the last video made was how Gambit works for new lights. Today in this video is for solo queuing in Gambit. The video contains tips, tricks, and helpful suggestions for success, including some of my personal recommendations for loadouts. In the background is some random game that I made that I recorded. Mainly, the best tip that I can suggest is don't die. Sometimes easier said than done, dying is bad, especially when you have motes. There is also one of two ways to play when you're solo queued in Gambit. You can go out and hunt with the team, but keep in mind, anytime you hear blockers popping up on your side, you have to get rid of them as fast as possible. Alternatively, you can stay metal and wipe out any blockers immediately and prevent motes from being stolen while supporting your team with long-range weapons. Do not be afraid to use heavy or special on blockers. Good shotguns, glaives, and abilities will help wiping them out as fast as possible. Here's some other tips and tricks. First of all, before you go into Gambit, define a goal. If you're going in to do bounties, don't expect to win, but still aim to win. A common bounty that totally sucks is a sidearm bounty. Make sure you're using a POG weapon for those bounties. A good example is Traveler's Chosen. It will help you spam grenades, and even more so if you put on an exotic like Verity's Brow on a Warlock. And if it's for stasis damage, you can always use a stasis primary with something like Headstone. When the other team is invading constantly, deposit what you can when you can. If you have no motes or below 5, don't be afraid to hunt down invaders. While Gambit doesn't show who has the most motes to an invader anymore, you can quickly look around from cover and see who on your team has the most motes on your team. Not to mention during boss damage, you want to be more alert and spread out. Also, that random with 15 motes, yeah, they are now the VIP. You go protect a VIP. If you don't notice anyone is invading during a heavy mote drop, take it upon yourself to invade. Even if you don't drop any guardians, this is still important because 1, you're creating pressure on the other team, and 2, the team will be less likely to kill blockers while there is an invader. Use this to your advantage and make them scared to go after the blockers. The longer that they are there, the more the bank will drain. And then also during an invasion, you want to spot the invader before they spot you, obviously. So get familiar with the map and the spawn points as well as the callouts. As for weapons, anything with ad clear is extraordinarily good here. Telesto, Wither Horde, the new seasonal exotic Striga, Void 3.0, and lots more. You can always balance a build out with a solid scout rifle or hand cannon too. Fight waves or fend off invaders if you're not invading yourself. Bungie is also experimenting with new ways to improve Gambit, and this is from their TWABs. Fundamentally, the original concept of an invader was a guardian as a taken terror. Overpowered and dangerous. Something new to have to fight. While that is very compelling, we don't believe it is the only compelling invader fantasy. We believe that the sneaky mote thief is worth exploring too. Normal mote drain from having 2 blockers is disabled. Instead, every second the invader is invading, 1 mote drains directly from your bank to the invader's bank. Going forward with Gambit, I'll update everyone on whatever changes they have. The first thing that pops into my mind though, from the TWAB, they were talking about the closer you are to the bank, it might be more interesting that the more motes you're able to steal. And the first thought that pops into my mind is the idea of Titans dropping bubbles on the bank. Don't worry, we tested out some fun ways to get rid of the Titan bubbles. On Hunter, some of the best ways are going to be Gunslinger Bottom Tree with the Nighthawk helmet on. The next best is Blade Barrage, as it kills a Titan with 1 barrage and gives you a little jump to escape the bubble as well. You want to make sure that you're going in, you do not jump while trying to proc that. If you jump, the actual blade barrage is going to push you up further in the sky and it's not going to do any effect, although it will pop the bubble if you get both barrages on the bubble itself. On Titan, you can always chad yourself into the bubble and drop a barricade in the middle. If the enemy Titan walks through it, a shotgun or a quick punch will clean up the fight. Alternatively, you can counter the bubble with your bubble as well. Thunder Crash works. Use middle tree hammers to pop the bubble as well from a safe distance if you want to. And lastly, for Warlocks, a Nova Bomb Vortex will one-shot the bubble and kill the Titan. Nova Bomb Cataclysmic will pop the bubble, although it doesn't always kill the Titan. Nova Warp can push the Titan out of the bubble as well. Void Tree and Warlock is a solid choice when combating any Titan bubbles. If you're fast and clutch with Stasis Warlock as well, you can jump in, freeze the Titan, and start spamming that freeze pop to penetrate the bubble and take out the Titan. And alternatively, you can always trade with heavy. Most times, using heavy will get you killed inside the bubble. You can catch the Titan off guard though using Half Truce with Eager Edge. While a solid slug shotgun to the face will drop you inside the bubble, at the very least you'll be able to take out the Titan and their bubble with Eager Edge. Just make sure that the Half-Truth's sword charge is fully charged before you try to go in there with a heavy strike. Lastly, my thoughts on Gambit Labs for April 26th. I feel like it's going to be more interesting for Gambit's namesake to allow invaders to hide and still earn motes, at least minimal motes from the outskirt of the map, or play closer to the bank for a higher reward, the very definition of Gambit. I also think killing guardians while invading would be interesting if it increased the moat bank radius for invaders per guardian kill as well. I appreciate Bungie's continuous efforts to go forward and experiment making game modes better. I'm unsure of how Gambit Labs will go, but there you have it. There's some tips and tricks for Gambit, thoughts on upcoming updates for Season 16. I hope this video helps increase your odds of success while solo queuing. Good luck and have fun.